But, ladies and gentlemen, that is it for the news. We're going to head into the callers. Again, 323-870-4051. Call in, press 1 if you want to join in the conversation. Heading out to a 706 number. I believe this might be a Legendary Boxer, but I feel like I could be wrong. If it's not, I don't want to offend anyone.
What's going on, Matt?
What's up?
Yeah, it is Legendary Boxer.
How you doing, man?
How come you didn't put Eddie Hearn losing the bid in the title, man? Come on. This fucking guy's been going around telling everybody he's coming over to America with $1 billion, going to take over America. These Yanks don't know how to promote and shit. I mean, how come this should be the league title, or no?
No, because people like Deontay Wilder, Pacquiao are bigger names.
Yeah, what is Pacquiao doing right now? Pacquiao's not really doing much. I hear him always has those meetings. It's nothing special. But
I'll put it this way: very quickly. You are right that the Sasado Hooker news is more like concrete news, like it's probably news we can talk about, debate more. But Manny Pacquiao, Manny Pacquiao is still a mega star on the internet. So for SEO purposes, when Manny Pacquiao's in the news, he's going to be in the title.
Yeah. Yeah, his name will get some good clicks. I'm sure he's got some loyal fans. Mm-hmm. But did you discuss the first bid? Eddie losing the first bid again? This is his third first bid he's losing recently.
Yes, I did talk about it.
Third in a row.
What was the three? Just remind me, refresh me.
White versus Pulev, Miller versus Pulev. And I also heard he lost a fucking measly $20,000 purse bid for Kid Galahad in England. So I don't know what's going on with these guys. $20,000 purse bid for a Euro title or something. He lost that too, which is kind of weird. Why not just win it? But I did talk about it. Just to answer your question, I did talk about it. I'll cut it up later if you want to watch it later. I'll need to restart the show. But I heard Rigo's on the way to PBC because he's talking to that Luis de Cubas Jr. guy. I guess he works for PBC and the Heyman's Cuban guys. He's going over there.
Yes, I talked about that as well.
Gone to Eddie. I would like Rigo to go to Eddie because he'd keep him more active, right? I think so.
I don't know. I think activity is not the issue. I think opponents is the issue. And I think PBC makes more sense.
But PBC, does PBC have opponents for him? Like, who do they have?
I think.
What does he fight at?
I think if he's smart, because obviously he's towards the end of his career, let's be honest, he goes to 126 and tries to get the Leos, the Abners, the Gary Russells, that sort of stable of fighters at that division and makes some money. Because 122 and 118 makes zero sense, and honestly, I don't think Heyman has that many guys in those divisions. 126 makes a lot of sense.
And he moved up to 130 for Loma, right? That was when he moved up 130?
Yes, that was 130.
What if he wanted to move up for Tank? What if he wanted to move for Tank for 130? I think Tank would knock his ass out way faster. Way faster.
I mean, probably, but Tank's obviously a naturally bigger fighter as well with more natural power. Like, Tank's a knockout artist. Loma's not.
Have you seen him recently? He's looking really fat and sloppy drunk in a couple of videos. Like really drunk.
He's not fighting.
Fucking retarded.
He's not fighting. That's the problem.
Yeah, but I've never seen him drunk before. Like, the last few fights now, he's been acting drunk and shit with Broner. It's kind of sad. Danny Porter, do you know anything about the undercard there?
What about the undercard?
Do you know anything about it? Who's on it?
Not off the top of my head.
Konaki Martin was rumored, but that kind of sounds shitty. I hope it's not that.
Hey, it's Return of the God, man. Charles Martin.
Also, man, that fucking Caleb Plain guy pulled out of the Jose Oscarigui fight. Did you hear that?
He had a hand injury. Yeah,
I don't believe that guy because I thought he was going to get whooped up. So maybe he's having second thoughts. I don't know.
Really?
I think he was going to get. Yeah.
Not about him getting beat by Uzgatski. I can probably agree that Uzgatski should be the favorite in that fight, but Caleb Plant, just from my interactions with him, has never seen the type to be worried about his career. He's always made the implication to me that Heyman is very, I'm not going to use the word controlling, but there's a almost big father or big brother vibe with Heyman and him. That's the way that he's always implied it to me. So I just see it as Heyman being very controlling of his career and making sure that he does the right thing. Now, with this injury, I believe him. If somebody's injuring their hand, there's no reason to talk about that. Like if to
what
lie
do you think
about
about Kid Chocolate versus Scotty Gooey? Do you think that's a better
no
chance of them PBC winning that belt?
no
I don't more power. No.
Uzgatski beats Peter Quillen easily, and nowadays.
Him and Alvarez are the fucking most underrated dark horses in boxing, I think, this year, right? They probably had like breakout years. It was Scotty Gooey and Alvarez after the knockout. Those two guys.
Them and Jaime Munguia. Those three had huge breakout years this year.
Yeah. Munguia too.
Anything else, the legendary boxer?
All right, man. That's all. Thanks for letting me call in. I'll call next time again. What days do you do shows?
Sorry about that. I was already pressing the mute button. I do shows Monday through Friday live at the same time every day, so it makes it very easy for everyone. 5 p.m. Eastern, 2 p.m. Pacific, 10 p.m. in the UK. And we have a podcast on Patreon live on Sunday, same time as that, called Championship Rounds Podcast. Obviously, that podcast, obviously, patreon.com/Mixed Combat Radio, help support the show and get that extra podcast. Make sure you guys go and check out the video I did yesterday, top 10 boxing fights of 2018 so far. And, like Legendary Boxer, said, like, he obviously came in later to the show, missed some topics. I am going to start clipping topics and putting them out later. So if you do not want to listen to the whole show, I don't blame you. It's okay. People are busy. I'm going to put out individual topics later on in the day. But obviously that means you can't get it as quickly as you may want on some of your news. But that seems to be it. I see Santiago on the line, but he hasn't pressed one. So I assume he's either busy or working. But I may start up the outro. If you want to get in, this is your time. To get in the last second, remember 323-870-4051. But otherwise, we're going to head on out of here. Sort of final thoughts, wrapping it up. Manny Pacquiao, Bob Arum. I think that relationship is kind of dead, to be quite honest. I don't see them getting back together in the way they used to in terms of Bob Arum being the sole promoting right. He may facilitate some deals for him in the U.S., but that's probably the extent of what it is. Tyson Fury versus Deontay Wilder heading to Belfast, all that good drama. It's, at the very least, it's the greatest troll job of the last 20 years in boxing. And that in and of itself is entertaining. Is what it is. Top Rank beating out DAZN for the purse bid. Or I should say ESPN, really. We all know it's Top Rank versus Matchroom, but it's really DAZN versus ESPN. And ESPN winning it out. Like I've said, not a good move in the short term. The best thing they can hope for if you're DAZN is that you use that $1.5 million you put up for it to something else. Maybe you were lacking just enough funds to sign that one fighter for that one fight. Now you have $1.5 million you're willing to spend on this fight. You can spend somewhere else. But like I've said, UFC content. Oh, whoa, hold on. I gotta stop the music for this guy. Gotta stop it for this guy, Mr. Bugatti, who, criminally does not have an intro. But Bugatti, how are you doing, man?
What's up, dude? I just wanted to call and say, call sounds good. Everything sounds good. I'm excited that you're up and running.
Thank you, Fu. Any opinions on the news? Anything? Or just want to say hi?
I came in late, but I'm guessing we're talking Matchroom getting outbid by Top Rank.
Yes. You missed Legendary Boxer's call. You missed Legendary Boxer's call. That was fun.
I bet that's the only time Legendary Boxer was a fan of Bob Arum. And not just to throw some shade at Eddie. But yeah, no, I think but that's like four bidding wars he's lost or something recently.
It's a lot.
So it's like people are trying to block him pretty hard out of the US, huh?
I don't think it's people, or at least I don't think that is a conscious move by the industry in the U.S. to block him. I just think it's now a different industry. Like when he probably first was working for Matchroom, like when Matchroom USA first launched with Daniel Jacobs and such a year and a half ago, ESPN Plus wasn't really a thing. Like them having a $50 million plus budget for boxing wasn't a thing. Them acquiring the UFC and being a real competitor streaming-wise to what they were planning wasn't really there yet. That wasn't set in stone. So I think
that's true.
I think Eddie and DAZN are now in a situation here where they have a massive rival and competitor with ESPN and Top Rank with a huge budget and a product that is half the cost. Like, they are going to have to really be creative here on what they or how they sort of win out this battle. And maybe they don't win it. Maybe they're okay with being the number 2 in that streaming market, and maybe they can, make money doing it, create a profit doing it. That's possible. But they're definitely behind the ball here in terms of being that product, that leading industry trendsetter for streaming. ESPN is winning out right here, and I don't know really how they change it up here, because this first 6 months is where they were supposed to run train on everything and have all the money that they're around, and they don't, apparently.
Yeah, I think Eddie underestimated how much American promoters would do to keep their foothold on American boxing, right? Like, he came out like, I've got all this money, all these people are going to come over here and sign with me, and then everyone went like, oh, hold on, we've got money too, we just haven't been using,
or they have money and they've been using it, but we aren't privy to that. Like, Eddie Eddie announcing to the public that Mike Garcia gets paid $3 million basically per fight is insane. That means he got paid like 2 times his guaranteed purse in the Robert Easter fight. That level of a backroom check was, I think, even unheard of. Not unheard of, but was skeptical of. Like, we knew that big fighters got maybe 7-figure paychecks in the back room. I've been told that by PBC champions. That's not out of the question, but twice your guarantee pay. So in reference, a Keith Thurman, Danny Garcia, both guys got paid $2 million on paper for that fight. They were probably paid $6 million plus each for that fight, and we just don't know about it.
Yeah. Yeah. So, I mean, I think the struggle is, like, you might be right there. Like, in a lot of industries, you're either going to like dump all your money in on the front and just try to come out like guns blazing, but he doesn't have the fighters. So I think he's going to have to like almost just say, okay, well, we're going to be the second best streaming service for the next like year. Then we're going to line up some good fighters and really pump everything we have into it, or just throw a lot of money at like a different event, like a Joshua event or something, right? Just to really load it up and get a lot of subscriptions. But he doesn't have the fighters that Top Rank has. That's his struggle right now.
Or the brand awareness.
And with ESPN. Yeah, exactly. They don't have Aram's so big in the US, and Aram's, got Lomachenko, who's, just growing like crazy on his like stardom. He's got Crawford. Like, he's got, 2 of the like top 5 pound-for-pound boxers right now, right? So it's really hard to just think that he's not going to win, with that, especially at, $3 a month or something.
Plus, it's $5 a month, and plus that ESPN, Disney, ABC conglomerate. That's a giant. That's a fucking giant. That's hard to kill. Yeah,
and all the old fights, like, that's something people brought up that, like, the hardcores are really going to buy into. Like, if I can go watch a lot of those old classic fights, or like, I want to pay for that. I think some of those fights I've never seen, or you get a YouTube stream or something that's like YouTube video that's not that great or something, but if you can go back and watch that. So I think it is going to be a struggle for DAZN initially. I think they're going to put on good shows, and like what I'm hoping for is, like, no one thought the card in the UK was going to be good. Like, everyone was bitching, like, oh, this is a pay-per-view and this sucks, right? And then all the fights ended up being very entertaining, and people loved it. So I think we're going to see that, where, like, there's good matchups, and it's just a fun night of boxing, and it's just going to be more nights of boxing. So there'll probably be some breakout stars in that. setting that we may not have thought about, or some reemergences of like really good fights. So I don't know. I think it'll be good. But yeah, and then I guess you talked about Dillashaw and Tank Davis.
Yeah. Yeah, those two.
TJ is going to whoop his ass if he gets in the octagon.
Of course.
But
vice versa. I mean, Gervonta Davis knocks out TJ Dillashaw within 2 rounds if it's boxing. Like it's absurd. I put it this way: TJ Dillashaw and their pay-per-view event that they just did, doing 300,000 pay-per-view buy, is the second highest pay-per-view buy rate for a bantamweight title fight in UFC history. It's a good sign for a TJ. Like he, in terms of markability or just overall awareness, people are sort of now being aware of TJ. It's good to know.
Yeah. I mean, he had the sparring with Lomachenko. That I know that was really cool, and I know he mentioned how crazy skillful boxers were, and I mean, he had brought that up, and I think that's some of the Tank Davis stuff. Is that Tank just has this hatred for Lomachenko, so why not go after Dillashaw, and who's like Lomachenko's kind of bigged up like in a lot of his fights and stuff. So it seems like there's a little bit of a rivalry there that isn't going to go away anytime soon. But yeah, man, show sounds great. I love seeing the numbers grow, and so quality sounds good on the calls. So, and I'll get an intro eventually.
Yeah, make Rob make you
play
one.
The duck one though if you want.
DJ Robbie Hearns can make you one, man. Come on, you know
that. Yeah, I talked to him about it. I need to get him to throw one together, but yeah, man. But I'll let you get off here. It looked like he had already been running for about 58 minutes or something. So.
All right, man. You have a good one.
You too.
All right, guys. That is going to be it for today. Thank you for Legendary Boxer, for Gotti, for calling in. Remember, you too can call in anytime. It's absolutely free if you're in the U.S. I think in Canada, too. I could be wrong about Canada, but who knows? Hashtag Matt Stats. But yes, you can find me, Matt the Hipster Hunter, Matt Hunter, MCR, all platforms. Mixed Combat Radio, all platforms. Like MB says, sayonara. Be back tomorrow. Same time as always, 5 p.m. Eastern, 2 p.m. Pacific, 10 p.m. in the UK, live on YouTube, podcast form on iTunes, Spotify, iHeartRadio, etc. Basically anywhere you can find podcasts, you can find us. If you're listening on YouTube and you want some help trying to find on podcasts, hit me up. mixedcombatradio@gmail.com. Want to be a part of this in any way? You either want to write articles, produce content for our YouTube channel, be a part of the show, whatever it may be, mixedcombatradio@gmail.com to come support the movement and also be a part of it. Patreon.com/mixedcombatradio and all the other stuff. You know what it is. Be back, like I said, tomorrow, and obviously Saturday, live fight chat. Tyson Fury, Carl Frampton. Are we going to get sort of a part 2 to when Tyson Fury hopped in the ring with Deontay Wilder? I cannot wait for that. But that is it, ladies and gentlemen. Be back later. And have a good day. Peace.